Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Hope you had an enjoyable weekend, enjoyable old year's celebration, ringing in the new. Mary E. Banks says good morning as usual. Mary, good morning and happy new year to you. Also, Lydia Cameron says good morning. Happy new year, Innocent, and to everyone. Same to you, my friend. It's 22 minutes on to the 7 o'clock. It's the first program for the year 2024. And of course, as usual, it's indeed a privilege to have you in my company. All the die-hard fans, good morning. Those of you there in the diaspora, good morning. Catherine Phillip, good morning. Grenada, good morning. Innocent and the viewing family, happy new week. Yeah. Hello and hi. The folks out there in Guyana, yep, good morning. Burbis, to be precise, not Essequibo. I don't know, I can't remember the friends in Essequibo, but Burbis, I've got a few friends there. Yolan Swan says good morning to everyone. Happy holidays. Good morning. Blessings, Mr. Joseph. Have a peaceful and productive day. Thanks and same to you. Yeah. Miss Woolley says, good morning, Gordon. May God open the doors of happiness, success, and prosperity for you and the GBN staff. Protect the students, bless the teachers, and guide the bus drivers this day. Amen. Nice. Yulin Alexander is in the building. She says, good morning. Oh, they start pouring in, boy. Good morning, Gordon. Good morning to everyone. Happy New Year to all. Have a blessed, wonderful, safe day ahead. Everyone, all the way from New York. Jillian McIntyre says, good morning, Mr. Joseph. Happy New Year to you. Same to you. Sharon Bartholomew, good morning, everyone, all the way from Northern Virginia. Happy New Year. Thanks. Kyron Coppin, good morning. Happy New Year. All the way from Trinidad. Arthur Langine, good morning, my brother. Extending belated New Year's greetings to you from Brooklyn, New York. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Langine. Hope all is well. Monica Mayrose Williams says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. Good morning to you, Monica. Hope you had an enjoyable holiday. Good morning, Mr. Joseph and Grenada. Happy New Year. That's my friend Erlin from the US of A. All right, so it's 19 minutes away. We've got a relatively short program this morning. In terms of the conversation, I'd like to hear from you. How was the holidays? What are your projections for 2024 and so forth? But the word of the year, a new word from 2023. All right, a new word was introduced to the dictionary in September, and that word is Riz. R-I-Z-Z. Some folks would say ZZ. R-I-Z-Z. An example of internet-driven slang shot to the top of lookups when it was added to the dictionary in September. Now, as a noun, Riz means romantic appeal or charm, as in a bro who has Riz. As a verb, typically used with up, as in Riz up that cutie. It means to charm or seduce. It's frequently considered a play on charisma, but YouTuber Kai Sanat, widely credited with coining the word, says, nah, that's not what it's from. No other lexical inspiration has been identified, though. Well, if you're a news freak like I am, you'd realize that as we speak now, there's Japan Airways that is burning on the one of the airports in Tokyo. Landed and caught a fire, and they're working hard to to have it under control as we speak. Yeah, it landed with fire. They got most of the passengers out, and they are still trying to do so. Cameron Andrew says, good morning, my colleagues. Anne Salandi, good morning. Happy New Year to everyone. Okay, so that's what the word of the day is. And good morning to Nadisha. Happy New Year to you and all the wonderful folks in your vicinity. And the thought of the day today is, change your life today. Don't gamble on the future. Act now without delay. Buzzing, making the buzz. Well, of course, the hunting season is closed, all right? So guys and gals, no more hunting of the manikou, tattoo, rami, monkey, iguana. No, that's it. The seasons are closed now. You can't even hunt snakes now, right? Yeah, they're all mating. They've gone into mating mode. Something that is interesting, I saw that a number of police officers got promoted. Yeah, from corporal to sergeant, from sergeants to inspector. Yeah, 33 of them. Congratulations to all 33 of you. Congratulations are all in order. And while at that, I'd like to once again recognize Inspector Superintendent. I can't remember the rank, man. Here in khaki, he's a big guy, Mr. Leon McQueen, and his team from the St. Paul's Police Station, as they continue to forge that relationship with the community in which they serve. And that again is exemplary. I'd like to recognize them for that. They'll be through the communities forging ties to ensure to aid in crime prevention and the solving of crime. We need the civilians, to come forward. Oswald Pele Dabo, good morning to you. So once again, recognition goes out to Inspector or ASP Leon McQueen and your team out there at the St. Paul's Police Station. Good morning to all the police officers, the rank and file, therefore also. But just thought I'd give a little special because I can see them in the community working, man, and it augurs well for that partnership with civilians and the police, working hand in hand. So kudos to you, bro, and by extension the entire family. So folks, it's 15 minutes onto. This is where we take that break. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather here. That will be followed, of course, by the conversation. Like I said this morning, we just do a review of 2023 and a forecast into 2024. See you on the flip side of 7. Those of you who are on the television platform, you do have a rebroadcast of Friday's evening's television news.
Commenced on an optimistic note for Grenadians as the government declared a year-long tax amnesty, providing a 100% waiver up until December 31st, 2023 on interest and penalties for taxes owed up to 2021. On January 18th, government reinstated the petrol tax at a reduced rate of $3.50 down from the previous rate of $5.50. Substantial tax changes were implemented 2 months later.
Long lines at various gas stations Tuesday evening as motorists capitalize on the last few hours to fuel up, anticipating price increases. On Tuesday afternoon, government issued a press release saying that sticking to its commitment in the 2023 budget to mitigate the high cost of living on the population, government has reintroduced petrol tax with effect from January 18th at a lower rate of $3.50 instead of the $5.50 rate previously charged. As a result of this policy, government will forgo an estimated $18.8 million in revenue this year.
Anyone winning over $10,000 in a game of chance now has to pay a 15% tax on the winnings. This came into effect on Wednesday. The Income Tax Act to collect the tax was approved by the then Keith Mitchell-led administration in 2014, but was never implemented. The withholding of the 15% tax would only be charged to the excess of over $10,000 rather than the full amount of the winnings. This law applies to all forms of gambling, including lottery and bingo. Paying the taxes to the government is not the responsibility of the winner, but the gambling operator, who must make the deduction and pass it to the Finance Ministry. The Value-Added Tax Amendment Regulations 2023, which was supposed to take effect on February 1st, was pushed back to March 1st. This saw the increase of the VAT on carbonated beverages, soft drinks and sodas, and drinks with high sugar content from 15% to 20%, and the removal of sugar from the zero-rated VAT list. The Value-Added Tax Order 2023 also marked the removal of several products from the VAT list, such as cooking oil, toothpaste, children and adults diapers, bathing soaps, peas, and beans. Wednesday saw the start date of the Excise Tax Order 2023, which resulted in an increase in the price of cigarettes and alcoholic products such as beer, wine, whiskey, and rubbing alcohol. The excise tax on alcohol moved from $1.10 and $4.40 per liter to $1.50 and $5 per liter, respectively, and the excise tax on cigarettes from 105 to 200%.
February brought a crucial decision regarding the future of the Marketing and National Importing Board, leading to its closure and reform. Severance checks and termination benefits were promptly issued to over 80 M&IB workers.
It will no longer be the Marketing and National Importing Board. That entity will be dissolved and reformed under a new name and ownership. That's the Cabinet concluded decision as disclosed by Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell during a special press briefing on Monday at Parliament Building at Mount Welldale, St. George. He indicated that Cabinet has given the green light on the revamping of the M&IB, approving a number of approaches for a successful new entity. The current M&IB will be closed and all 94 employees will be disengaged.
Summary, the staff will be severed as at the end of February, and the government will assume the liabilities for paying the staff their severance. 2, the government will assume liability for the existing approximately, and note I say approximately, $15.1 million worth of M&IB's debt. 3, the government will on its ability to assume the debt and, if necessary, renegotiate the payment of the debt over a period of time, have the assets of M&IB transferred to the government. Thereafter, we will expect the technical working group to do its work during the 6-month period, and that will include the creation of a new entity. We will then expect that we will transfer some of the assets of M&IB, particularly the River Road facility, into the new entity, and we would go about seeking private sector investment during the 6-month period to be able to take part in the new public-private partnership.
The PM also explained that between February and September, government will take a two-pronged approach towards reforming the M&IB. The present board will be responsible for the closing of the outlets. As part of this transformation, the Prime Minister mentioned the appointment of a technical board to assist with the formation of a new entity under a public-private partnership.
We will also appoint a technical working group, and the technical working group job would essentially be, during the 6-month period while we are winding on the Marketing and National Importing Board, would be to assist the government with the creation of a new entity. We envisage that entity will be a public-private partnership between the government of Grenada, private sector individuals, members of the public who may be interested, and other stakeholders, including farmers cooperatives who may be interested in investing in the Marketing and National Importing Board. The technical working group, therefore, will pay attention towards the creation. Essentially, their mandate will be to help government with creating the new entity.
During its operation, the M&IB has accumulated a high debt bill that government has agreed to absorb.
We expect that the board will concentrate on the River Road facility and the packing house to continue servicing our farmers during the next 6 months. During that period, the board would be responsible for the management of the winding down of the M&IB operations. In addition to severing the staff and undertaking the liability to pay the staff, the government will also assume liability for the estimated $15.1 million of debt that the Marketing and National Importing Board is currently unable to pay. To that end, the Ministry of Finance will lead the negotiations with the third parties, including the banks and other third parties that Marketing Board is owing.
The Prime Minister says preference will be given to employees who are severed to be rehired once they meet the criteria. Farmers who have produce can still sell to the MNIB, however, at their own risk, meaning once the MNIB can afford to pay them, they can proceed to do business.
Earlier this month, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell announced plans to dissolve the operations of the cash-strapped MNIB with plans to create a new entity through a private-public partnership. One of the affected 94 MNIB workers who have been employed with the state-owned entity for over 7 years has described the occasion as a bittersweet moment.
The feelings at this time, is a bittersweet moment for some. The journey, it has been quite a journey here at the MNIB, and I've learned quite a bit. Yes, for some it might be a bit challenging moving forward. For some it might be a great time, but nevertheless, we at MNIB, we quite happy for whatever we have received as workers. And moving forward, we know that there is always a silver lining beyond every gray cloud. And moving forward, I just hope that the future entity, it will be a great outcome, whichever person decides to take up the challenge.
Kim Cato is the shop steward for workers at the River Road facility and packing house.
Today was sort of I would say more like a historical day in I was saying MNIB being dissolved, no more MNIB. The guys work hard, they work along, they sacrifice, they don't get no reward over the years. To see it come to that now, which is not our fault, nothing to do with us, nothing to do with our staff in any way. But as I said before, it is what it is, and the future is always bright, so we're looking towards the future.
The River Road facility and packing house is expected to continue servicing farmers during the next 6 months. Cato, who has been employed with the MNIB for the last 17 years, has been a shop steward for just under a year. He says he does not have in hand the details for the arrangement going forward.
I don't have the official arrangement, so I cannot say what it's going to be like, who is going to be there, who will not be there. So I just what I know, it's going to open just to facilitate the farmers till up to September when the new entity will come on board.
Cato said most of the MNIB workers are qualified in their fields and is optimistic that the government will live up to its promise to give them employment preference when the new entity is created. The MNIB will be dissolved and reformed under a new name and ownership, and its high debt bill accumulated will be absorbed by the government.
We expect that the board will concentrate on the River Road facility and the packing house to continue servicing our farmers during the next 6 months. During that period, the board would be responsible for the management of the winding down of the MNIB operations. In addition to severing the staff and undertaking the liability to pay the staff, the government will also assume liability for the estimated $15.1 million of debt that the Marketing and National Importing Board is currently unable to pay. To that end, the Ministry of Finance will lead the negotiations with the third parties, including the banks and other third parties that Marketing Board is owing.
Two major steps in the reformation process of the Marketing and National Importing Board was successfully completed this week as the government of Grenada moved forward with plans to better position the entity to support the transformation of the agricultural sector and increase the nation's food security. On Tuesday, 28 February 2023, government paid severance and other termination benefits to all 87 staff members members of the MNIB on record as per the collective bargaining arrangement with the Commercial and Industrial Workers Union to the tune of $2,667,892.73 out of the Consolidated Fund. Further, government appointed a 6-member board-based technical working group to treat the establishment of an appropriate public-private partnership to support the sustainable growth of the agriculture sector. Earlier this month, Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell announced plans to dissolve the operations of the cash-strapped MNIB with plans to create a new entity through a private-public partnership. MP Mitchell explained the reasons behind government's decision and provides proof of why the MNIB is in the state it is in presently.
The issues surrounding the demise of MNIB are well documented. The Integrity Commission did a pretty exhaustive report, which I have. There is a version of it that's online, and I think anyone who doubts what corruption and mismanagement does to state entities and by extension the state, MNIB is a classic example of that.
The PPP will be given a mandate to tackle the current gaps in the logistics of food to include transport, storage, preservation and distribution, including exportation of agricultural produce and products. The technical working group will work alongside the board of the MNIB to ensure a smooth and seamless transition to the new entity.
Naturally, this raised concerns about the future of unemployed MNIB workers, but some relief was provided this year as the National Insurance Scheme announced its unemployment benefit. The initiative provides bi-weekly payments to unemployed residents until new employment is secured.
The National Insurance Scheme, the NIS, announces the commencement of the Unemployment Benefits Program, which will take effect from the 1st of May 2023. The unemployment benefits provides unemployed individuals with 50% of the insurable income. The benefit can be claimed up to 15 days after the loss of employment and continues for a maximum of 13 weeks or 3 months. Workers in the private sector, public sector, statutory bodies, work permit holders, and the self-employed are eligible for this benefit. This unemployment benefit will be funded with a contribution rate of 1%, shared equally between employee and employer. This means that the NIS contribution rate will be 6.5% for employers and 5.5% for employees, bringing the total to 12% effective February 1st, 2023. GBN spoke with President of the Public Workers Union, Brian Grimes, about the NIS newest initiative.
I personally think the unemployment benefit brought on by the National Insurance Scheme, I think it is a good thing. But apart from my personal feelings, this is an initiative that was, advocated for, in an earnest manner by the Grenada Trade Union Council over a long period of time. So I'm happy to see that it's coming to fruition. This is a model, in my view, that is being adopted from, let's say, some European countries, Nordic countries, which has a high emphasis on social safety nets. We all saw what happened during the COVID period in terms of unemployment. People were looking left and right for assistance, and the NIS could not officially provide it. And the little that they did, they had to dip into probably some reserve funds or wherever. But now you have a situation where through cooperative economics and taxation, so to speak, they will have an ample fund for us to be able to service people who have unfortunately lost their jobs.
While many are eligible for this benefit, some conditions must be met to qualify. The person must have been an insured employee at the time of loss of employment, has paid at least 52 weeks of contributions, and must also be under the pensionable age. Additionally, the individual must not be at fault for the loss of their employment. Someone who has voluntarily left their job or was terminated due to theft, fraud, or dishonesty will be disqualified from receiving this benefit. For the NIS to verify the cause for loss of employment, the employer will provide the individual with a termination certificate. The individual must conduct check-ins with the NIS twice monthly and must be actively seeking suitable employment while in receipt of this benefit. The NIS is constantly looking for ways to better serve the evolving needs of the population. Learning from the COVID-19 pandemic, the NIS hopes this new benefit eases the stress of sudden unemployment.
NIS underwent additional changes in 2023, including increased contribution rates reflected in the National Insurance Amendment Bill in July.
A phased approach will be taken, where your contribution rate will increase gradually to 16% by 2031. In other words, there will be small annual increases until the 16% rate is achieved. We understand that payment increase of any kind can be frustrating, but the current contribution rate cannot keep the NIS afloat for much longer. An empty fund means limited pension and benefit disbursements to you and your loved ones. This change will not happen immediately, but over a period of 5 years, from 2024 to 2029. Those who are interested in collecting retirement benefits at 60 can still do so. This will be supported by reduced disbursement amount. With these changes, we are now more comfortable to increase some benefits that you will enjoy. The minimum pension amount will increase by 25% from $46.40 to $58 weekly. The minimum pension rate for survivors will also increase. Widower, widow, and dependent parents, 100%, children and orphan, 50%. This benefit provides support to those who are experiencing a temporary loss of employment. We have found this offering to be necessary following the hardship faced by many during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The National Insurance Amendment Bill 2023 represents efforts by the Government of Grenada to implement measures that will enhance the sustainability of the National Insurance Scheme and address recommendations made from the 13th Actuarial Review. Recommendations from the Review National Insurance Act include an increase in the pensionable age from 60 to 65 years and a gradual increase in the contribution rate from 12 to 16% between 2024 and 2031. The amendment of the National Insurance Act, Chapter 205, is intended to improve regulations for the National Insurance Benefit and the National Employment Injury Benefit, expanding the benefits available to children and spouses of insured persons upon death. The amendment to the definition of what is referred to as a child was one of the key components of the bill. Senator Adrian Thomas outlined the changes in the Senate on Wednesday.
Under the current definition, the final and broader category for children is too broad because it contemplates minors who are partly dependent on the insured person without any indication of whether the insured person intended that the minor be acknowledged. The new definition also seeks to provide the specificity of acknowledgement as a biological child or a stepchild due to a legal or common law union. So if you acknowledge a child and you passed away and you were taking care of the child, it will be too late to go and do a DNA test and see whether this child was not the insured individual. The NIS, in going forward, will now acknowledge the child.
Another component of the bill will implement serious penalties for individuals committing illegal acts, such as providing false documents to claim benefits.
The current maximum penalty in this law is $1,000 or 6 months imprisonment. This clause seeks to increase the maximum fine from $1,000 to $5,000 to deter attempts at abusing the social security mechanism. The fourth clause, Mr. Deputy President, provides for an amendment of Section 64 of the Principal Act to increase the maximum penalty that the minister may prescribe by regulations.
The amendment of the National Insurance Act also includes an adjustment to the power of the minister who can enforce penalties on individuals found violating the Act.
At present, the penalties cannot exceed $500 and 3 months in prison. 6, to increase the maximum fine that can be prescribed from $500 to $2,000 for 3 months in prison.
While on the topic of Parliament business, Canadians witnessed the cutting of old ties and the creation of new alliances. Member of Parliament for St. Andrew Northwest, Honourable Delma Thomas, resigned from the New National Party, with which she won her seat 3 times, and crossed the floor to join the National Democratic Congress.
In a news release today, opposition MP Delma Thomas said, and I quote, "After prolonged considerations and discussion with the leaders of the constituency group of St. Andrew Northwest, I have tendered my resignation. I have handed my letter of resignation to the chairman of the NNP, Mr. Oliver Joseph. My continuation as a member of the party had become untenable following my many attempts to promote the democratization of the organization and the consequent orchestrated backlash from an extremely small section of the party's leadership. My attempts to properly represent the people of St. Andrew Northwest from within the organization has consequently been also frustrated. I will remain a member of Parliament and, through the grace of God, intend to continue serving the people for this entire parliamentary term. I will also remain committed to the principles of good governance, truth, and solidarity. In short order, I will speak extensively on matters of politics, governance, and representation. I hereby ask my people, especially those in St. Andrew Northwest, to continue to hold me in their prayers." End of quote. In a release today, the New National Party also confirmed Honourable Delma Thomas' resignation from the party. The New National Party thanked MP Thomas for her service to the party over the years and wished her the best in her future undertakings. The release also went on to state that their concentration as a party at this time remains the continued reorganization of the party's structures throughout the country, while also being focused on the many challenges confronting the people of Grenada.
Clad in the color of the National Democratic Congress, Member of Parliament for St. Andrew Northwest, Delma Thomas, has officially crossed the floor of Parliament, taking her seat among the ruling Democratic Congress administration. Making her final remarks as a member of the opposition today, Mrs. Thomas reaffirmed her commitment to working along with the government for the people of St. Andrew Northwest.
Today, I cross the floor in my new season, where I continue to represent the people of St. Andrew Northwest. I continue to represent Grenada. Kevin, I'm coming. I'll be leading you forward as we help to transform Carriacou. We got to deal with all the issues. All the members, I am coming, and so we will continue moving forward, transformation, moving forward.
The MP indicated that the decision she made to serve the people as an MP can only change if the people want her to move.
I am committed to the people of my constituency, and in order for me to continue to serve, I can make 2 choices. Because the one that they're advocating is not on the table. The one where I should resign from the constituency as a representative and resign as the party. I resign on the party, so I give you part. Let's meet at the middle. You don't want me in the party anymore, I resign. But you can't tell me resign as a member of the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest. The people here, right here, are the ones that should be asking for my resignation. Because they are the ones who supported me. And the majority that had to be asking for it, not Pat, not some.
Meanwhile, the opposition leader, Dr. Keith Mitchell, opted to not comment on the MP's decision.
No comment. I've never commented on this and I will not comment on this. That's all.
The 3 times member of Parliament for St. Andrew Northwest officially crossing the floor comes weeks after she resigns from the New National Party.
MP Thomas was unapologetic for her decision. A complete contrast to the apologies from descendants of a British family that owned 1,200 slaves in Grenada and who expressed remorse at a reparations forum this year.
I want to take the opportunity to join in a public request to my fellow head of government of the United Kingdom to accept our kind invitation to commence dialogue in an open, transparent, frank, and dignified manner to talk of the need for reparative justice for the citizens of CARICOM, and to also use your good office as the convener to join with your European counterparts to address this issue with your French and Spanish counterparts in particular.
The Trevelyan's also launched the Trevelyan Family Reparations Fund for Grenada, valued at US $100,000. Also on the receiving end of finances were teachers employed by the state, as they were assured of a 13% salary increase over the next 3 years. The government and the Grenada Union of Teachers reached agreement in March on a deal that covers salary and fringe benefits for the period 2023 to 2025.
A 13% salary increase for the period 2023-2025 for teachers was one of the many collective agreements signed between the Grenada Union of Teachers and the Government of Grenada. In a GBN exclusive, President of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Jude Bartholomew, explained that the negotiation process started in December 2022 and dubbed it a historic one due to the speedy conclusion and the fact that there was no industrial action taken by workers. The president outlined the breakdown of the 13%.
Despite one may say that we may have wanted more, but nevertheless with the economic situation, the government paying pension and all the other different things that they made for teachers and public servants and everybody, we settled for 13% salary increases for the period 2023 to 2025, together with some nice fringe benefits for our members. So the 13%, 4% for 2023, 4% 2024, 5% 2025.
New fringe benefits were also agreed upon by both parties.
Situation with on the marking of compensation for the marking of certain papers for CXC and such. We know that was plaguing the region. The units in the region was really and truly calling for that. So it's a milestone here. We look for in terms of concession, vehicular concession for teachers moving from after 15 years. If you get a vehicle, you're entitled or eligible in 10 years time. So we bring that down to 5 years. And you're looking at responsibility allowance for acting for vice principals and heads of departments. So there are a number of things, good benefits for as fringe benefit for our members.
Official signing of the agreement was held on Wednesday morning in the Ministry of Works conference room. All bargaining parties expressed their excitement about the smooth completion of the agreement in a timely fashion. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, who witnessed the signing of the documents, made a clarion call to other trade unions to follow the footsteps of the GUT.
Record the government's appreciation, and I will close by obviously encouraging the other unions to follow the example set by the Grenada Union of Teachers in coming to speedy terms with the government in concluding the negotiations. And it's important because, as was pointed out, we are moving to bi-monthly payments on the 15th of April. We would certainly want to be in a position where all government workers, all public sector workers employed by the state can in fact benefit from the increases in their salaries almost immediately, and so that we don't have to deal with the complications and the administrative task of retroactive payment.
The first collective agreement to be signed between the new NDC administration and a union on island for the year 2023.
Public officers are also set to receive salary increases from 2024 as their bargaining agents successfully concluded negotiations with the government, avoiding any intervention from the Labor Commissioner. Discussions on revising Grenada's minimum wage concluded in 2023, and many are anticipating the start of 2024, which will usher in new wages for some categories of work.
Legal Affairs and Labour Minister Claude Joseph gave an anticipated January 2024 timeline for the rollout of new minimum wages across some working groups in Grenada, Carriacou and PC Martinique. The minister had previously indicated government's commitment to reviewing and finding a solution to the issue of minimum wage, especially within the public service. During this week's final public consultation, Minister Joseph solidified this commitment.
We are happy to see that the committee has advanced its work to the extent that we anticipate by January 1, 2020.
Grenada, as we celebrate 50 years of independence. I love my Grenada. Made in Grenada presents the celebration of 50 years of Calypso. Open me up into that night, honey. One stage. No, not so fast. One show. Grenada's best Calypsonians performing Grenada's greatest hits. Sunday, February 11th, 2024 at 6 p.m. sharp. Grenada National Stadium. More information coming soon.
When the DJ play Peter Humphrey, she raised her hand and she tell me, making no place sweeter than home.
All right, welcome viewers and listeners. It's 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's time for the conversation this morning. And before we go any further, I'd like to say good morning to Tanika Dominic. She says, good morning, Mr. Innocent. Happy New Year. Thanks, and same to you. Jennifer Lawrence, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Innocent. Thanks, and same to you. Mildred Smith, Happy New Year, Tri-Island State, especially to our favorite host, Mr. Gordon Joseph Innocent. Stay blessed of 2024. Hermione Joa here. Good morning and Happy New Year to my people. I praise that our government stand up for righteousness, do the right things, and let God be the center of all lives. Veronica Sandy, good morning. GBN, Gordon Innocent Joseph, Grenada, Carriacou, PD Martinique. Happy New Year to everyone. Rudolph Salhab says, Happy New Year to all. Yvonne Courtney says, good morning, Grenada and Mr. Joseph. Thank you very much. I want to reach out and say a very special good morning and Happy New Year to Miss Lydia Courtney Francis and your team out there at Grenlec. Good morning to the power people of the nation. Yeah, hope you all are doing fine. Well, folks, the number remains the same. It's 435-2041. Call me. Let's talk about 2023 just concluded, and 2024 is on hand. What are you seeing? What are you forecasting for 2024? What happened in 2023 that you liked or disliked, or what, just talk to me this morning. We have an open conversation this morning. 435-2041. It's 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. We know Parents are busy getting their children back to school, and not very often we see children going back to school on a Tuesday, but this is not normal times. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to you, Joseph, and how are you?
I am alive and thankful. Welcome to the program.
How was your New Year's started with you? Good?
I'm alive. It's not...
God's blessing, huh?
Yes, of course.
Once we have God, we have everything we need. We have to keep more close to God. We have to keep praying every day, not one day. People go about saying, have a day of prayer. If not one day of prayer, every day is praying day, living a life for God, loving Him, serving Him, and we ask of you to love your neighbors as you love yourself. I find Grenada people now to get it out of hand. I want them to check up on themselves. Remember this New Year 2024, we didn't expect to see that yet, but it's right here with us. And we had to start with peace, joy, love, and unity. Let us love one another, care for one another, help one another. The love God gives to us, He said to share your love and He gives it to others. When you give to someone, you give to God. Some people say they don't celebrate Christmas. You have to celebrate Christmas. You celebrate your sharing and your giving. It's a day of sharing and giving to people of the world. You have lots of people don't have and you're full. You have a lot, so you share your gifts with others. When you give to someone, you give to God. I want all the Grenada people, Grenada, Carrico, Pity Matney, to have love, peace, joy, and unity with one another. Let us change our attitude and our ways and live our life for Jesus. Keep on praising Him, loving Him, serving Him, and do what He asks you. Love one another. Put down the devil instrument, the gun, put it down. It not belong to God. The Holy Bible belongs to God. Pick up the Bible, look through it. You're going to see what's going on in there. He put everything in it for you to see. Okay. So remember, people of the world, do not turn your life to the devil. Rebuke Satan from your life and bring Jesus into your life forever. For He is the way, the truth, and the life. Without Him, we are nothing. And the life He gave us, He said, have it abundantly. We have it for Him, with Him, in Him, and for our neighbors. Your neighbors is your people. Your neighbors is to look out forward to them. God bless them all. And all of everybody in Grenada, remember you all have your life to live before Jesus. Our Prime Minister, may God bless him. Keep on doing the good works you're doing. Let people know you are the father of the nation and loving your children and giving out the need of the ask of you. God bless you, Deacon Mitchell. Blessing upon you and your colleagues. Special blessing to on Redhead. God bless him coming to our temple and your unity. All the community, he loves and look for the people. So everyone in Grenada, please turn to God.
Thank you.
Don't wait for tomorrow. It's too late. Accept Him today as your Savior.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best for 2024. Likewise, it's 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. The number 435-2041. Good morning, caller. Good morning. We seem to have lost that call. 435-2041. That's the number to call. And let's go back to the telephone line and say good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program. Happy New Year.
Yes, sir. But many have returned to you. Please don't say me that make a mistake and was calling me. I was the one that called after the one who made the mistake. Now, I want to say, I want to underline the word want to, but yet I'm saying it, that we in Grenada, or most of us, like to correct. But I want us in this year, when we correcting, we ourselves should not make mistakes. I've listened to newscasts, whether yesterday or even this morning, that newscasters are saying, I don't even want to say it, the men selected, whether it be cricket or football. For example, the referee selected. Where is the part of the helping verb? The men or the referees, I should say, that were selected, but not the referees selected, etc., etc. Also, when we're trying to educate people, we must give them the truth. Not to say that we must not say that slavery was abolished in 1834. We have to know exactly what we're saying because we're trying to educate people. And this, if we educate them wrongly, they would go about saying the same thing throughout the future. So we as as educators, or some of us, I'll leave it out myself, should do the right thing and not to leave out parts of a verb or a helping verb. Thank you very much. That's my thing for New Year. I hope you learn, or somebody learn.
I've learned a whole lot. I learned that you get to understand how the volume thing go to work. Have a good day, bro. 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, my learned friend. It's Tuesday, the second day of January. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Gordon.
Welcome to the program.
Well, Happy New Year to you again.
Thanks,
and GBN staff and all of Grenada. I just saw the passing of my teacher, Kenneth Lett, in the Anglican School in St. David's. I want my condolences go to his family. And also, I went to shop in a supermarket in Woodlands, and I was about to pay for my grocery, and somebody just asked the teller, how much is it? And the person just paid for my groceries for me. I want to thank that person. The time I went to put back from and come back, I did. So I want to thank that man that paid for my grocery. I won't want to tell you the sum, but that was a very good Christmas and New Year for me.
Wow. I keep saying Grenada is a blessed place.
Yes, man. I tell you, I was the time I come back to see that man, he already paid because I was going to exchange some carrots. So he paid and he left. I said, Lord, God is so good to me. I am blessed.
Okay.
So I thank God.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us, all right?
Yes, okay.
Have a good one. Renisha James says, GBN, we really need some new callers for 2024, some with substance and to the point. This can't continue. Okay. We can't tell who to call, you know. Good morning, caller. Hi, good morning. Okay, all right. It's 27 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's try this again. Good morning, caller.
Morning, innocent. Morning to your listeners, morning to your viewers, and Happy New Year. I hope that people will be more productive and innovative and transformative in this 2024.
Thanks. I wish the same for you, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to start with my contribution this year by asking people to examine ourselves, to ask ourselves what contribution we have made in the evolution of our society over the last year, and what commitment we have to further contributing to that transformation. And also, how much have we forgiven or willing to forgive even going forward, both ourselves and others, so that we could create the atmosphere for collaboration and continuation of the evolution of our society. Very often, when we listen to each other, or if we hear each other, there's a lot of anger in us. And in some cases, in a lot of instances, it's not our fault. We have been schooled into being angry because we have not been taught how to resolve issues like conflict and disagreement and that kind of thing. So we have language that demonstrates conflict embodied within us. And I'm hoping that in the 2024, in the 50th anniversary of the 50th anniversary of independence of Grenada, we can begin to seriously not just talk about reconciliation, about love, and all the stuff about going to heaven. Already create heaven on earth, right here. I wouldn't go further. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much. It's 29 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're heading into a commercial break. Let's see if we get a call before we do that. 435-2041, that's the number. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to the program. Good morning. All right. Folks, it's 30 minutes after 7. Let's take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
vaccinated. I am immunized. I am protected. Our children and nation depend on vaccination for immunization. Childhood vaccination is national priority. It is their protection from disease and sicknesses. Let's all be VIPs and safeguard our beautiful Grenada. I am DJ Blackstorm and I am a VIP health champion. Be a VIP like me.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs. Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
It's a happier holiday when every wish and dream can come alive for those you love and cherish with a loan from Nexa Credit Union. Just think of the experiences you could share, the surprises you could gift, and the memories you could make with a little extra in your pocket this Christmas. Our Happier Holiday Loan is about the happiness and warmth it can bring because there's no need to worry. Unwrap more than just gifts. Experience heartfelt connections and joyous celebrations with family and friends. Get up to $50,000 for home furnishings, renovations, gifts, and more while enjoying easy repayment terms, affordable interest rates, and quick approvals. So, dream a little bigger and enjoy discounts galore at our favorite partner stores. Make your holidays happier with Nexa. Call us at 440-1354. Visit our website at nexacreditunion.com or email us at loans@nexacreditunion.com. Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Calling all songbirds and lyrical legends, the Independence Calypso Monarch is here. And this time, we're doing it bigger than ever as we celebrate Grenada's 50th. Over $50,000 in prize money to be won. Show your patriotism, devotion, and love for your country with your original piece under the theme One People, One Journey, One Future. Don't wait. Submit your song by January 4, 2024 to the Ministry of Culture or email it to sco@culture.gov.gd. This is more than a competition. It's your chance to be part of Grenada's once-in-a-lifetime Jubilee celebrations. Grenada awaits the next Independence Calypso Monarch, and it could be you.
Yes, we have rebranded and we are now called Bee's Crispy Chicken, serving you with authentic, well-seasoned fried chicken using our own secret recipe. Unlike Tom Jones and Uncle Sam, we use a blend of local herbs and spices to give you, our valued customers, delicious fried and grilled chicken at affordable prices. Our menu includes chicken and chips, wraps, salads, hamburgers, chicken burgers, fried and grilled fish, your favorite ice cream flavors, and much, much more. You can find us at XL Plaza Grand Anse and our two express outlets at Granby Street, St. George's and Jubilee Street, St. Andrew. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Order online via Yogo or call 403-8003 to order in advance. Bee's Crispy Chicken. For us, by us.
All right, welcome back. It's 26 minutes on to 8 o'clock. One of my WhatsApp contributors says, good morning, Innocent. Seems like police getting promotion to continue allowing lawbreakers to break the law. A police corporal told vendors by Cash Whiz on Thursday they voted the wrong government. That's why they were removed from the sidewalks. But the police should say to them, I am working for the wrong government and is one of the lawbreakers. Oh, they were like trouble. 435-2041, that's the number to call. Condolences are extended to the Kenneth Lett family. All right, you've got one of my contributors here reaching out and extending condolences. Well, of course, I've done that before, but it's never too late to say it again. Condolences to my friend, the family of the late Mr. Lett, Kenneth Lett. 435-2041. It's 25 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Just want to remind you, viewers and listeners, you're just coming from a long festive season, and it's very likely that you overindulged in eating and drinking quite a lot of, things that you don't normally do, or maybe just more. So it's advisable that you check your physician at the earliest convenience so that you can see you can know what your digits are. Good morning, caller. All right, we lost that caller. 435-2041. Yes, check your medical practitioner to see what's going on with you health-wise. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Innocent.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, my brother. How you doing?
I am doing great.
Well, so good, thank God. We end out the old almanac and we start the new one.
Thank God for life.
I tell you, let us continue praying for health and strength.
Yes.
And I just want to say thanks to the Tempe bus driver, especially Dupi. Innocent, before 6 o'clock on morning time, that man and Tat to take us to do a little chores in the daytime. I could come early, do my little smokering and my little saltfish and bakes. By 7 o'clock, you could get a little bakes and saltfish and some tea to drink. So I want to say thanks to him. You hear the early bird catches the worm. So I wish God bless him, accident-free for the year, and continue to do the best for his customers. Very loving, caring, and respectable young man.
Lovely.
And I also calling on my parliamentary officer, Mr. Ron Redhead. In the campaign, they promise to teach the elderly people and other people who want to learn computer. I want them to fulfill this promise, Innocent. There is a lot of schools in Tempe. I wish they could start this program. I know he's not the Minister of Education that fall under education. So I wish he could team up with him, have a chat, and see if they could start this program for the first quarter in the year, because we really need it. Innocent, 2 people take care of 13 people, and today 13 people can take care of 2 people. Sometimes you have children, they will do things for you, but like if you have to beg them, you have to plead them. When they don't do all the chores, then they look back. Some of them look back to help you. So if we get to learn the computer, now it's computer. It's not no pen and paper anymore. And I'm willing to learn it. Don't have no old brain. God don't make no old brain. God make brain. And if you continue to use your brain, it's going to last for a long time. And I'm willing, and I'm sure you have many people that want to learn computer these days. So I'm asking them, please, to continue with this program, the promise, and let us see if we could go back and sit down in classroom in front of computer and do what we have to do.
Okay.
And I want to give I will give the radio a little break, because to me, people are listening when they hear the voice, otherwise they just get annoyed. This year, I don't want to annoy nobody, so I will give it a long break.
Maybe I should hush too, because people may be getting annoyed with me too.
Anyhow, it's just a joke. Sometimes when I listen to it, boy, he just urge me to come back, but I'll give a little break. I want to if you please one person.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye, baby. Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye. Good. All right. 21 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That is a time. Alistair Warwood Sr. To my darling wife Sharon, another year has gone by and I am still by your side. How many decades have it been? I ain't going nowhere. Love you, baby. Boy, some people could show off, yes? Good morning, caller.
Hello.
Morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, the previous caller.
Uh-huh.
You should realize that politicians supposed to know that a promise is always a comfort to a fool. Now, when you're blind, you keep them, when people blind, you keep them blind so you could control them better. You understand?
Okay.
Because the thing about it, we're trying to educate people, we see, and like nothing we seen it happen at all, because in the two concept of independence, Grenada is not a really independent state. But we're telling Grenada we're going to 50 years anniversary of independence. We are not independent.
Well, no country, in the truest sense of it, no place is really independent because, you know, when they say independence in that sense, they're kind of talking political independence, you know? You know, because...
Okay, well, the chain come off the hand and the foot and they put us in the green.
How was your holidays, partners?
Well, good. Well, I enjoyed the Pastor Simon time grand extravaganza he had in Spring Sunday night.
You enjoyed that?
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'm happy you did.
I want each parish every 3 months.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm certain Pastor Stanford Simon is hearing you, so he's a very, ambitious young man. I know he's gonna take it on, eh?
I know the gentleman very well.
Okay. All right.
He's so brilliant. You know, this guy never went to secondary school.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder.
He's a boss.
Yeah. All right, thank you, caller. Have a good morning, right?
Okay.
Happy New Year. Blessings to you. 19 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Good morning to JJ and Sylvie and Daphne. I hope you're all doing fine. 435-2041. Jennifer Lawrence. Good morning, Miss Glenda. Happy New Year. All the best. Nice. I am anxiously awaiting to see what will be the outcome of the placing of the vendors that are usually, to most people they say the vendors are a nuisance. I want to see what's happening, how they will deal with that during the new year. And again, good morning to Assistant or Deputy Commissioner of Police Vanny Cohen, my good friend. Hope you had an enjoyable, restful. Well, no, I don't think you could have gotten that much rest because the RGPF, they were very proactive throughout the festive season. I haven't heard any reports. I haven't gotten any reports of any major incidences. So, the police presence really does make a difference in curbing crime and criminal activities. So again, good morning to Commissioner Don McKenzie and the rank and file of the RGPF. Good morning to the folks in the Immigration Department. My good friend Forbras, good morning to you. Yep. It's 17 minutes on to 8 o'clock. The number to call, it's 435-2041. Want to say good morning. All right, someone is saying here, good morning, Mr. Gordon. That person should take the police officer number. Yeah, when they make these sort of derogatory comments, it's important to identify them by their number and, if possible, their rank. Because whether you like it or not, the old adage that says one bad apple can spoil the entire bunch, you know? So it's important to identify them. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, and how are you?
I am alive and thankful. So thankful for life.
Grateful to God. Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to everyone in Grenada. Thank God that we made it to the New Year. I hope everybody, wish everybody all the peace, God's blessing and everything, and continue doing what we have to do. But in a sense, I have a question. I have a little concern. I know that several police officers were promoted earlier on in 2023. Then before Commissioner Martin left, he said that others would be promoted later on. But I am under the impression that police did an exam for promotion. And what has happened, several persons who have passed the exam in flying colors and have made their contribution still have not received promotion. So I wanted to know what's the merit. How are they promoting officers? And I'm saying that because you know what? I am a former police officer from years ago, and I know it was very, very tough. I was one of the top persons and never received promotion. So I don't understand what's happening. people who did not even make it through training school, I tell you, ended up being superintendent and all these things. And I'm wondering, I'm sort of baffled. I need to know what are the credentials. How do you get promoted in the Royal Grenada Police Force? This has not been going on now. It has been going on for a long time. So I really want to know what's happening.
Okay. Well,
you have a blessed one.
You too, my friend. Have a good one yourself. I think that in that light, my humble understanding, the little understanding that I have of this, it has to do with the exam and other assessments and evaluations. And I also think that the Public Service Commission is also involved in this, but I cannot speak too much on it because I am not too knowledgeable in the procedures and the protocol involved in promotion. Well, lady, you said you used to be a police officer, so I guess you know what the criteria is. Okay, let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thanks, and same to you, bro.
All right. Well, for the past few years, we've been having a serious problem in two ways. And I sure a lot of us say the saying about you kill two birds with one stone. One of the problems we have, and I think is an ISO, is the fishing boats on the Caranach. And the second one is bending around the tongue. Now, it don't take so much education to solve the problem. I think sense was made before book. So all the government needs is a bit of common sense. We have the Melville Street area that at the moment there is a fishing building appraisal for fisher poles, the small ones. Now, you don't need to go that far into the sea. If you look from the main road and you do assessment, it don't take much to reclaim that land up to the roundabout or even the mouth of the river. And the problem that we have with people bending and the fisher folks around the Caranach, you can use that area to solve the problem. It don't look. I made the statement sometime last year or year before. There is a lot of people in Grenada who is paying taxes to the government for properties that they own, that they can't do nothing with it. Because if you look from the west coast, come down, there is areas that is so many boulders that they can use to help reclaim that place there. And then they have the area, Mount Goshen, the area where they're getting all these products. They help backfill. And a proper area there with proper facilities so people can do the bending there. As well as the fishermen, you could use floating jetties or employ somebody, some company to come and do some pile driving, and the fisher boat, the guys around the Caranach could dock the boat there. And the problem that we have around the tongue will be solved. The problem around the Caranach will be solved. And I don't think it takes education to do that. It takes common sense. So I'm calling on the government of Grenada, Carriacou, and Pidimantli. There is nowhere else around the tongue of St. George that you could put people to bend or you could put the fishermen to dock the boats, excepting within that area there. You're killing two birds with one stone, and on top of that, when you have events in the stadium, you could allow parking there, even though for a small fee, even the people who bend in there, you can charge them a small fee to vent. And I'm sure a lot of them will be happy to do that because they have proper facilities, toilet facilities, proper facilities that they know, even though when they don't have to tote their stuff back and forth, it's properly locked up and they pay a fee for that. I can't see why we cannot see it, and this is a problem unless we do something constructive. It's sad that we have to be going through this year after year after year. Walking through tongue is a disaster for some people because you had to walk into the road at some places.
Okay.
Because of the bend. So I think something should be done concerning that idea. It could be looked into. If somebody come up with a better idea, so be it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, bro.
Okay.
All right, folks, it's 10 minutes on to 8 o'clock. We take a final commercial break in the segment, then we come back with a wrap. Don't you go anywhere.
Men, unfortunately, are just delinquent in looking after their health. Our health, our good health is our responsibility, not your wives or your doctors or anybody else. The wives will support you, but the buck stops with you. It's your life.
I encourage all our men, wherever you are in the Caribbean, to start getting your screening done, and hopefully the life you save might be your own.
Join us on Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
Seven minutes away from 8 o'clock. That is our time. And let's take one of the comments from our WhatsApp platform. It says, hello, good morning, Innocent. Happy New Year. The pan vibes is heating up in TNT. Still orchestras are getting ready for the Savannah party. Back to our Facebook page. Good morning, all. Happy New Year. None of those vendors don't have respect for pedestrians. Move all of them immediately. All right. Another Facebook contributor says, reclaiming land along the Melville Street area is a wonderful idea, caller. The vendors want to be up front, and Melville Street puts them there. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent. Happy New Year to you.
And same to you.
All of our ardent listeners, home and abroad, I especially want to say thank you, and I miss those who have contributed over the years to the program that have moved on to the great beyond. I especially remember Miss Campbell, your managing director, Mr. Bido, and those whom I do not remember by name. Our hearts, our prayers are with them and their families in this time. Mr. Gordon, something that is really dear to my heart as relates to health. we have a burning issue. It is one of over decades because my son is like 24 years, and I distinctly remember after he was born, they demolished the old hospital that was there in St. George's, and a new one was constructed. Strange enough, that new hospital, they had less beds at the maternity ward, and it's plaguing us, and it continues. Imagine since this time you had people coming down, let's say from Princess Alice, to give birth, and no beds were available. They had to sit on chairs, they had to make shift beds for them, and if you have less beds, it is worse now, and it's still happening. It is said that we are underpopulated. Our mothers need to be comfortable. Some cases you have people with complications that just need a bed. And I really wish that this administration moves speedily. You talk about a new hospital, and some people are condemning it, but we really need more beds around the maternity wards, especially in time as now when we have peak season, more mothers going down to give birth, and after the carnival, talk to the nurses. I mean, it's really not nice. And then, people have to go with all kind of different feelings. I do hope for this year, this problem is being addressed urgently. Okay. God bless you, Gordon, and have a great day, a great year ahead of you.
Thank you very much, and you do likewise, right? All the best goes out to your family, okay?
Thank you.
Have a good one. It's 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock. That is the time, the final moments on the first program for 2024. Let's go back to the telephone line and say good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yes, sir. I'm concerned. We need the money, but at the same time, we are importing, or people are importing too many vehicles. I want to say vehicles, large vehicles, as those big trucks. And we do not have the road to accommodate those trucks. So we have to do something to protect a pedestrian, to protect the other drivers with this, according to you, and others like you, the small little vehicles. Because when these big vehicles are coming, they're somewhat, literally flying. So you have to show yourself with the small little vehicle off the side of the road. So I would like government to do something. For example, please don't say I'm against people buying vehicle. To make sure that before people buy a vehicle, they have a place to park it away from the road. So somebody would have to inspect and say, okay, yes, you have place to park, or you have to support yourself and show where you park it. I'm not saying that people shouldn't buy vehicles. I'm saying that the roads are too congested with the vehicles. You have garages on the side of the road which are limiting the access to drivers who have paid their insurance and their license to drive with good care and attention. These vehicles are preventing them from driving with good duty and attention. So sometimes accidents do occur, especially around corners where garages are being placed.
Okay.
So we have to be very careful as to how we progress.
Okay.
Everybody wants progress. Every country wants progress. But in the midst of progress, you shouldn't prevent people from having their happiness. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. And that brings us to the end of the program for this morning. Those of you who called and participated one way or the other, thank you very much for your participation. And if the good Lord spare our lives and all all goes as it should, we should have another program tomorrow morning. Until then, I love you. Bye-bye. Have a happy, enjoyable, productive day. Be safe, okay? Drivers, remember the school children are back on the road. I do hope that members from the traffic department of the RGPF got the opportunity to repaint and re-highlight some of the pedestrian crossings and special traffic markings to have ease with flow of traffic. All right, but please be careful. All right, I love you. Bye-bye.